everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Carrie. Today I'm going to share an easy, beginner-friendly Cricut tutorial with you. We're diving into the world of iron-on vinyl, and I'll walk you through everything you need to know to get started on your very first project. I'm super excited to announce that I recently got a book deal with the For Dummies book series, and I'll be writing a Cricut for Dummies book that will be released in the spring. I thought it would be fun to brush up on some beginner basics, which is why I decided to make this t-shirt tutorial today. One of my absolute favorite things to make with my Cricut machine is custom shirts, like the one I'm wearing right now. I can never find clothes that I like in the stores anymore, so it's so nice to be able to make all of my own cute shirts right at home for a fraction of the price. In this video, you'll learn everything there is to know about heat transfer vinyl, also known as HTV or iron-on vinyl. You'll learn how to choose the right iron-on vinyl for your project, how to set up your Cricut machine, and how to create and apply your design with an easy step-by-step guide. We'll go over how to prepare your design in Cricut Design Space, how to cut and weed your vinyl, and of course, the best tips for applying it to your project. Heat transfer vinyl is different than regular vinyl because it requires a heat source to adhere to your fabric, so you'll need some type of heat press machine. HTVRont was kind enough to send me this 10 by 10 inch portable heat press machine and an iron-on vinyl bundle to test out on my channel. HTVRont has a ton of amazing tools and accessories to make crafting funner and easier than ever. One of my favorite new tools of theirs is the hat heat press. You can learn more about how to make custom hats with iron-on vinyl in this video on my channel. If you want to see more fun crafting content like this, make sure you have subscribed and turned on your notifications. In this beginner-friendly Cricut iron-on vinyl tutorial, I'm going to show you how to make this hilarious shirt with this design that says, "I need a double shot of whatever my kids are on." I have two kids, ages 7 and 9, Sierra and Barrett, who are non-stop balls of energy. I don't know where they get it from. I think they suck it directly from my soul. So when I saw this t-shirt design, I knew I had to have it. This is part of a sarcastic mom bundle that I love and have used in the past to make this shirt that I'm wearing right now. I literally get complimented on the shirt every time I go anywhere. We went to a carnival last weekend and I got stopped like 5 times by people who loved my shirt. I actually started thinking about heat pressing a QR code onto my sleeve right here that links to my Etsy shop, so that way whenever anybody comments on my shirt, I can be like, scan my QR code and buy it from my Etsy shop. So this design and the one we're putting on this shirt today are both from Creative Fabrica. Creative Fabrica is my go-to place for all of my fonts and designs. They have thousands and thousands of fonts and designs perfect for any project you're looking to make. I use Creative Fabrica to find things for laser engraving, sublimating, Cricut crafts, everything. They even have educational materials for your kids. If you've never tried Creative Fabrica before, you should definitely sign up for a free trial through the link down below in my video description. If you decide you love them and want to sign up for their all-access subscription that gives you unlimited downloads of everything on their site, they have an incredible deal going on right now. But it ends at the end of the month, so don't wait too long. Since it's Christmas in July, Creative Fabrica is giving away $55 worth of Sizer products with your subscription purchase. The subscription is only $47 for the entire year, so you get more than you pay for back in Sizer products. Sounds like a win-win to me. Before we go over all of the materials that you'll need to make this project, I want to go over one quick change regarding my channel with you. My channel name here on YouTube has been Cricketer for the last 4 years. That's because when I started this channel, it was primarily focused on Cricut crafts. Over the years, my channel has expanded to share all kinds of different craft projects and tutorials, including sublimation and laser engraving. You can see my favorite laser engraver right here, my We Create Vision. Since my channel is no longer just about Cricut, I thought that it was time to change my channel name from Cricketer to something else. My new channel name is officially I Can Totally Make That. Anytime I see a fun new craft project, I think I can totally make that. So that's how I came up with my new channel name. If you keep watching my crafting tutorials, you can totally make that too. Now let's go over step 1, which is gathering all of the materials that you'll need. I'll leave links to everything that I used today in my video description. I'm using a Cricut Maker, but you can use iron-on vinyl with any Cricut machine. The only machine that you might run into an issue with is the Cricut Joy because it's so small. Most shirts require larger decal sizes than you can cut with a Cricut Joy. As I mentioned before, I'll be using HTVRont's iron-on vinyl. They have awesome vinyl for an even more awesome price. If you like saving tons of money, I have an exclusive link in my video description that will save you 20% off, plus a promo code that will save you an additional 5% off. Don't wait though, because the 20% off is only during the Amazon Prime event, which is the 16th and the 17th. The 5% off promo code is good until July 31st. A little bit about iron-on vinyl. Iron-on vinyl comes in a ton of different colors and textures. It's easy to get overwhelmed with all of the choices when you're just starting out. I like to keep things simple. I like standard heat transfer vinyl the most, which is what we're using today, because I find that it holds up best after repeated washes. I like to buy black and white in the largest rolls possible and a variety pack for all of the other colors of the rainbow. I find that I use black or white more than any other colors out there. The shirt that I'm wearing right now was made with a type of heat transfer vinyl called puff vinyl, which has a puff texture after you heat press it. You can also buy glitter heat transfer vinyl if you like some added sparkle, or patterned heat transfer vinyl if you want something like cheetah print. Flock HTV has a soft and fuzzy texture, great for adding designs to things like pillows, blankets, and canvas. I love using flock to vinyl every Easter when I sell personalized Easter baskets, which I also have a tutorial for on my YouTube channel. Don't be afraid to experiment with different types of vinyl. It's fun and you never know what you'll love. Next, you'll need a shirt. I love to get my shirts from Michaels. I bought this Bella and Canvas shirt right here with a 30% off coupon, so I only paid $6.99. These shirts are a little bit more expensive than the Gildan ones that they carry for $2.99, but if you feel the fabric, you'll understand why Bella and Canvas cost more. Bella and Canvas shirts are so soft and comfy. Definitely worth the extra money. You'll need a vinyl cutter or scissors to cut out your vinyl, and a green standard grip mat to stick it to, and some basic weeding tools. I always use a lint roller to clean my shirts before I heat press them. You don't want to have any kind of fur or lint on your shirt before you heat press it. You will be able to see if you accidentally heat press hair under your vinyl. You also need an easy press or an iron. This HTVRont portable heat press is inexpensive and easy to use, making it a good choice for those who are just starting out with heat transfer vinyl. We'll be using Cricut software, Cricut Design Space, to upload our design and send it to our Cricut to be cut. Next, we're going to move over to step 2, which is the beginner Cricut Design Space tutorial. If you click on the link in my video description, it will bring you over to this page on Creative Fabrica, which has the Sarcastic Mom SVG bundle. When you have their all access subscription, you just have to click the big green download button. If you don't have their all access subscription, they do sell bundles separately. I just opened up this same link in Firefox because I'm not logged in, so I wanted to see how much it costs. So right now it's only $2 for this whole bundle. In this bundle has over 42 designs. Right here is the shirt that I'm wearing today. I was normal. This one says 3 kids, but my shirt says 2 kids. There are so many cute and funny designs here. So I'm going to go ahead and click the download button, open up the zip file. If you can't find it, look in your downloads folder on your computer, then double click on Sarcastic Mom Bundle, and I'm going to click the SVG. Now I need to look for that saying that I wanted, which was, I need a double shot. So then I can right click, save as, and save it to my computer. Next, you want to open up Cricut Design Space by going to design.cricut.com and then clicking on New Project. We're going to go over to Upload, Upload Images, Browse, and select the file that you just saved to your computer and click Open. Click Continue. You can see this checkered background right here. That means that Cricut Design Space automatically removed the background from our design. So click Upload, and here we have our design. The next thing that we need to do is resize it. There's 2 techniques that you can do to figure out the right size. You can grab a ruler and measure your shirt, or you can look up a decal sizing guide on Google. If you type in t-shirt decal size, you'll see some images like this, which are very helpful. I'm somewhere between an adult medium and an adult large, which is 10 to 10.5 inches. So if I go back over to Cricut Design Space, up here you can resize your image. So if I change the width to 10 and click enter, now my image is resized. You can also resize it by using the double arrow in the corner. So you can drag and drop it. I'm gonna go a little bigger at 10.5. If you want to preview how your design will look on a shirt, you can go over and click on Templates. Design Space has all different kinds of templates that you can use. So I'm going to click on Classic T-shirts. You can change the color of your shirt. So I'm using a pink shirt, and if you want to get more technical with the color, you can kind of play around. That looks pretty close to the color shirt I bought. Now I have to decide what color vinyl I want to use. So I can leave it black. If I want to copy and paste it so I can kind of have a side-by-side preview, this is what it will look like with white. To go with black or white, that is the question. This is what I mean, like there are so many different colors of vinyl, but I always prefer black or white. I think it looks good on anything. Sometimes simple is better. If you're still not sure what to do, you can look on Etsy for some inspiration. So I just typed in hot pink shirt. This is what a hot pink with white writing looks like. Or you can scroll down and find one with black writing. God, I don't know if I should go with black or white. I think I'm gonna go with white. So now I have my design, it's resized to the right size. Now all I have to do is go over and click make it. Design Space automatically pops up this save project prompt. You can save it if you want. If you get to this page and it looks all mumble jumbled up, like nothing is where it's supposed to be, that's because you need to weld your image. How your design looks on the screen is how your Cricut's going to cut it out. So right now, Cricut will cut out all of these letters individually and it will be a mess. So we have to hit cancel, highlight our whole design, and go over here to where it says combine. Now you can either weld it or unite it. They both do the same thing, except welding is permanent. If you know that you're never going to break up this design, because why would you? It's perfect as it is, you can just weld it. If you think for some reason you might need to edit the design, you can unite it. So I'm going to click weld and then make it. Now you can see it looks perfect. Welding your design basically glues everything together where it's supposed to be, so the machine cuts it out as it should. If you move over to the left side of the screen, you'll see material size. This is where you select the size mat that you're using. I'm using a 12 by 12 inch mat. Sometimes I use a 12 by 24 inch mat. It depends on how big of a project I'm making. Whenever you work with a heat transfer vinyl, you always want to make sure that you mirror your image. If you don't mirror your image, the Cricut will cut it out and it will be backwards when you heat press it on. Regular vinyl, you don't mirror, but any kind of heat transfer vinyl, you always have to mirror it. So click this little toggle right here so it turns green. Our image flipped around. Now it's mirrored. So then click continue. Make sure that your machine is plugged in and turned on. You should have it connected with either USB or Bluetooth. Now I need to set my base material. So with the Cricut Maker, you have this screen right here where you can select your material. With a machine like the Cricut Explore Air 2, you set the material right on the machine. So the material that I'm using today is just everyday iron-on. I'm going to leave the pressure at default. Now is when I like to grab my vinyl and cut it out and stick it onto my mat. So grab your vinyl and your trimmer or scissors and your mat. We're going to move on to step 3, which is cutting your vinyl. Let's check out this heat transfer vinyl bundle from HTVRont. It comes with some instructions for how to use heat transfer vinyl. And it also comes with a weeding tool if you don't already have one. There is a ton of vinyl in this variety pack. So pretty much every color of the rainbow. As I mentioned before, I'm going to be using white. If you look at the vinyl, you'll notice that one side is shiny and plastic, the other side is not. You want to place this down on your mat in the upper left-hand corner with the shiny side down. So grab your standard grip mat and remove the protective cover. Make sure you don't lose this cover and put it back on your mat when you're done because you want to keep your mat clean. One thing that I wasn't expecting with this heat transfer vinyl is the shape of it. It's more of a rectangle than a square. Most sheets of vinyl are about 12 by 12 inches. This one is like 9 3/4 by 12. If you remember from a moment ago, my design was like 10.5. So I need to go back in Design Space and resize my design so it's no wider than 9.5 inches. So let's go back to the computer and I'll shrink my design down a little bit so that it fits on this sheet of vinyl. So I'm going to cancel the cut, click yes, and then cancel it again, and grab this design. And I'm going to change the width right here to 9.5. When I did that, it stretched out my design because this little unlock button is ticked off. If you do that, it will make it so that the width changes but not the height. So if I click Control Z, that's like the oops button, and click on this, make sure that this is locked, and then change it to 9.5. And now it shrinks down to scale. So now I can go and click Make It. Remember to mirror your image and click Continue. When I look at this preview right here, it looks like the edge of the design is still close to the 10-inch mark because there's a little space on the left side about a 1/4 inch over. So you know what? I'm just gonna shrink it down to 9 inches to be safe. If you purchase your vinyl in rolls, this won't be a problem, but when you're working with sheets of vinyl, you're kind of limited to however big the sheet is that you buy. All right, let's click Make It again. Now it should fit within the range that I need it to. So mirror it. Click Continue, select Everyday Iron On, and now we can load our mat into the machine. If your vinyl is looking bubbly when you put it on your mat, you can use a brayer like this, which is like a mini rolling pin, or you can use your scraper tool. I prefer these. It smooths it down really nice and flat. Make sure there's nothing under it, like all of this vinyl I have right here. There, no more air bubbles. Under these 2 tabs, and push the blinking double arrow. That loads your mat. Then you can click the blinking Cricut button to begin the cut. Click the blinking double arrow to unload your mat. And now we're going to move on to step 4, which is weeding your vinyl. Weeding your vinyl is where you remove all of the excess vinyl you don't want until you're left with your design that you do want. So grab your weeding tool. I always like to start in the upper left-hand corner and just pick away so you have a little piece that you can pull. When you weed with regular vinyl, you have to be extra careful so that you don't rip your vinyl or pull it off of the mat. Heat transfer vinyl is a little bit more forgiving. It sticks well to the carrier sheet. I like to pull off whatever I can with my hands and then use the pick for the smaller areas in between the letters. I think my husband used my pick to pick at something and it's not working very good. Let's try this one that came with the vinyl. This is called a pin pen. It looks like a pen, but there's actually a tiny little pinhead needle at the end. These are also good for weeding. Once you think you're done and like you've got all the pieces out that you need to, I would recommend flipping it over and double checking. If you have any weird little bits like this stuck on, make sure you take them off. Looks perfect to me. Grab that protective film and cover your mat. And now we can put it away. I like to store mine hanging on the walls. Now we're going to move on to step 5, which is preparing our shirt to be heat pressed. So grab your shirt and remove any of the stickers or tags that are on it. Get your lint roller or tape if you don't have any, and clean the shirt. You can probably notice that our shirt has a bunch of wrinkles in it. You want to preheat your shirt before you heat press your design onto it, and that will get rid of any moisture or wrinkles in the material. So plug in your heat press. According to the instructions, HTVRont recommends that you heat press at 305 degrees for 10 to 15 seconds. You also want to preheat your shirt for 2 to 3 seconds to get rid of any of those moisture or wrinkles. So press the power button, click the temperature, and we're going to click the plus button until we get to 305. And then time, we're going to change it to 15 seconds. Now we wait until it heats up to the right temperature. With this type of heat press, you don't want to heat press directly on the table, and you're definitely not going to be heat pressing inside of this stand. They make special kinds of mats that go under heat presses like these. You could also fold a towel and put that down on your table, but you don't want to accidentally melt your table. Since I have a bunch of other heat presses in my craft room, I'm going to take the mat out of one of my heat presses. So this is just a giant pad that came inside of one of my other heat presses. Place the shirt down on your pad or towel, whatever it is that you're using. Now we're simply going to pick this up, put it over our shirt, press it down, applying some pressure, and push the start button. You can see it automatically begins counting down. I'm just going to move it around the shirt so I can cover it well. My shirt is actually changing colors from this heat press. That's different. So hopefully that will fade in a moment. Now you can grab your design and place it on your shirt. You want to place your design about 3 inches below the neckline. So you can use 3 fingers or you can grab a ruler. There's a couple different tricks that you can do to make sure that your design is center right where it needs to be. So what some people like to do is take their design and fold it in half like this, and then at the top of the carrier sheet just pinch it a little bit, not the vinyl but just the carrier sheet, and then same on the bottom. So line it up in the corner and then pinch it in the center. So then when you open it up, you'll see a crease here and a crease here. Then what you can do is fold your shirt in half and heat press a crease down the middle. So grab your shirt and just fold it in half. I don't typically do this because I just eyeball it and I feel like it comes out pretty good. But since this is a beginner tutorial, I'm going to show you this technique for perfect alignment. So fold the shirt and then we're just going to heat press it for like 2 seconds. So now when we lay the shirt flat, you can see the crease down the middle. The tags are also usually positioned right in the center, so you can use the tag to help you center it also. So grab your design and then look for those crease marks on the top and the bottom and line them up with the crease marks on your shirt. And with this technique, you should have a perfectly centered design every time. Now for step 6, we're going to apply the heat transfer vinyl. Inside of the heat transfer bundle came a piece of Teflon sheet. Place this over your design, and now we're going to heat press it. I may need to heat press this twice because I'm not so sure that this is big enough to cover the whole design in one press. Let's see. Looks like maybe. I think I'm going to do it in 2. So push down, push the start button, and I like to push down and apply a good amount of pressure. it down and do this half. Right here, it shows you how much pressure you're applying. So if you push harder, this number will go up. If you do less pressure, it goes down. You always want to double check to see if the vinyl that you're using is a hot peel or a cold peel. This varies depending on the type of brand of vinyl that you buy. So according to HTVRont's instructions, this is a cool peel vinyl. Recommended to wait 15 to 30 seconds for the vinyl to cool down. It's probably going to take longer than that. It's already been about 15 to 30 seconds and it's still very hot. So I would wait a couple minutes until it's cool to the touch. I wouldn't turn your machine off quite yet because I would double check that your heat transfer vinyl stuck all the way to the shirt before you peel it off. Sometimes you'll need to do a second heat press if it doesn't stick all the way on the first try. All right, it's been a few minutes. The carrier sheet feels cool to the touch, so I'm gonna go ahead and peel it off. This is the final step of our step-by-step tutorial, which is the final product. That came out so cute. Whenever you heat press a shirt, you want to make sure that you heat press it with a lot of pressure. These types of heat presses are a little bit trickier because you have to use your own body to apply the pressure. And then it tells you what the pressure is here. You can see that the color change from the heat press is already fading as it cools. So don't panic if your shirt turns a different color while you heat press it. It'll go back. Let's try it on. What do you think, guys? How do you like my newest shirt? I need a double shot of whatever my kids are on. I love it. I hope that you guys enjoyed this beginner-friendly Cricut tutorial. Now you guys should be an expert in working with iron-on vinyl and be able to make all of your own custom clothing right at home. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Turn on that notification bell so you never miss out on a new video. I post new content every week, unless my kids are up my butt too much and then I can't. But I always try to post at least once or twice a week. It's a little bit harder now that it's summer and they're home 24/7. Feel free to leave any questions or comments down below. Thanks for watching, and remember, if I can totally make that, you can totally make that too.